Good morning, traders. It's Wednesday, September 19th, and this is Prosperity Trading Tips, and we're coming into right at market open. We've got about 5 seconds to go here, and I'm going to just do a quick recap. I haven't recapped since last week, so I'm going to talk about a few trades that I made. We're going to open up here on our 15-minute chart, and the first trade that I attempted to make was back here on Wednesday, and I attempted to jump in for a scalp. We had a 15-minute candle come down, make a low at 65.81. I set a 65.79, excuse me. I set a limit order at 65.81. It did not get filled, and the stock took off on this candle. I didn't want to chase. I felt it was a tentative buy to begin with, so I stepped to the sidelines. You can see the market action is started here, and we're basically muted flat at the opening. So then I'm going to jump over here to my stochastics. So we do have a green line breakout right here, although it's, let's see where we're at here. It looks like it's invalidating itself. So if we don't get an update here today, that could be a bearish signal. We certainly have a bearish signal already on this one. So this market might not be ready to take off yet. This is a buy signal for me, so I did enter up here at 69.22. I did get stopped out. I set a 1% stop, and the beautiful thing about these 1% risk on your trade, or less, half point if you're not 100% sure. That's what I did back on Wednesday. I did a half point stop. The beautiful thing about it is that you can be wrong 60, 70, 80% of the time, and if you let your winners ride, which can be 10 or 15 points, that will more than eclipse those 1 point trades that just didn't work out. So it's important to set your stops. Risk management is really job number one, I think, for anyone who's an active investor. Looks like we are catching a small bid here. We'll see if that did turn us back, kept our green line in place. So once again, we really need to get an update here today. So while I did get stopped out on Monday, yesterday I did jump back into this trade because I employed a second strategy that I haven't detailed yet, but I will now. And basically it involves the 4-week, 10-week, and 30-week moving averages. When these are stacked like this is a classic stage 2 uptrend. And when you get a retest of the 10-week average like you did here or here, these can become where to place your stops, and that's exactly what I'm doing on this trade. We've got a low here at 65.22. I've got my stop in at 65.20, so we'll see what happens. But I did re-enter yesterday and set a 1% risk on that trade. So we got a 6 on our RLC count. That's bullish. We do have a green line intact, although it's certainly tentative. I don't like this bearish divergence here, and I'm going to cover that in a second. The other thing that I'm a little concerned about right now is we have negative divergence on all 3 of these momentum indicators. So we're making higher highs and higher lows, but here we're making lower highs consistently right across the board. So lower high, lower high, lower high. And same with our PPO. So when we flip over to our monthly chart, and I've talked about this one before as well, when we're below 50 on this PPO, although it can stay here for months, back when we did it here in February, it was brutal, big, huge sell-off, and so we want to be careful about when we see this kind of action, and even here, we've got a lot of sideways action for 2 years. When it's below 50, it's not bullish. And although there are tons of scalps all over the place through all of these, it's certainly an indicator that you want to pay attention to. So I'm going to come back and so I think that's pretty much it. We'll see what happens here today. I'm going to switch over to our 15-minute chart and see. We're up 25 cents, up 0.3 for the day. We are peeling back above this 50. The one other thing that I do want to note is that we have been holding this this channel line right here, this support line. We did break through with the action from late last week and early this week, but this is what Eric Moth calls uniform activity, so that's okay. If we get uniform activity, if we come down and then we come back, that's okay. So we'll see what happens. Good luck trading out there. And once again, past results are not indicative of future results. I am not a certified financial planner and not qualified to offer investment advice. So if you're using this for investing reasons, you should seek out the advice of a qualified professional. This is for educational purposes only, and thanks for watching.